My name is Ing Marie Bergbrant, and I am from Sweden, where I currently live. And I was an exchange student here 73, 74. I was a senior at Howell High School. And I came here through an organization, Youth for Understanding. So I lived with a family here in Howell. My brother was an exchange student a few years earlier in California, and when he came back, he brought his yearbook, and I kept reading it over and over again, and I was so fascinated by all the activities in the school. So when I came to Howell, I wanted to do everything, and I did.
So that was in '74. You were here just for 1 year?
Yeah,
Okay.
my senior year.
And who did you stay with?
I stayed with the Milner family here in Howell, and I still see them. Nona Milner is still living here in town, and I sometimes get to see her daughter too. She comes here to visit.
Very cool. So when you got here, was there a culture shock?
Well, especially the school is a big difference. You know, I come from a rather big town, so you see the kids in school, but when you're out of school, you know, we live all over town, so you don't see each other so much. And if you do sports, you do that in different clubs, not like in the school. So that was the big difference, that the school is such a important place for all the social activities, and I enjoyed that. And I enjoyed living in a small town, because when I went downtown, I could always meet someone I know. And in my big town at home, it's not like that.
Oh,
So
what's the town that you live in Sweden?
It's Göteborg, and it's the second largest town in Sweden, so it's like 1 million inhabitants.
That's a lot. That's a few more than here.
Yeah.
So when you came here, was it difficult to make friends?
I don't think so. We were told by the organization that show your teeth and you will get friends. Yeah, so that's what I tried to do. And you know, there was this girl, Peggy Kozma, and she was in Pom Pom Girls. So before school started, she told me we need a few more persons on the squad. I have never heard about Pom Pom, but we practiced in her backyard, learning the sharp turns and the high kicks. And then when school started, she took me to try out, and I became a Pom Pom girl. And I got a lot of nice friends in that squad. And then later on, I played basketball, because I've been playing that at home. And that's where I found all my really close friends. Like Amy Lamoreaux, who's here with me today, and I'm staying with her when I'm back here.
Okay. What's special about her?
Well, she's a special person, so it's hard to describe. And they are a very nice family, because I'm also close to her sister, Kathy, who's in my age. And they took me to their house. I was there on Thanksgiving, and I got to know the whole family. And still, when I come back here, she gathers all her family, and they consider me one of them. So, big hearts and a lot of laughter.
So is that why you keep coming back?
Yeah. And because I still have close friends here. And you know, it's kind of special to be able to go to the other side of the world and still feel like you're home, that you are a part of the town. So that's what made me come here.
And keeps you coming back.
Yeah.
So the wedding thing is out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would you say would be the biggest differences from coming from your town, which I cannot pronounce, to this small town? What were your first things that you saw that were like, what's that? Why is that?
There were so many things, and they were teasing me a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a tough thing coming here, and I could not, tease back, because that's the hard thing about another language, to find this little, twist in the language. And I have one other very close friend, Carol Murray. She still lives here, and I see her all the time. And she was teasing me so bad. And first time in school, when I saw her, I thought, oh, here comes that girl again. But then after a while, I could kind of start to answer her. And then we became really close friends. And we have had a lot of fun. But they still tease me.
And your host family, you made some relationships with them?
Yeah, of course. And I always go and see them when I come back here. And
Yeah.
several of my friends have been over to Sweden and visiting too.
And what do they think of Sweden?
I think they like it. But they think it's a bit cold, because it's a bit colder. But I think they like the nature, because it's a nice country.
And so you had mentioned that you were in the Pom Poms.
Yeah.
Were there any other activities that you
Oh,
were
it
part
was
of?
the basketball and volleyball. And I think I tried a little bit of softball, but, we don't play softball, so I did not really know what to do out there.
So you were part of the very first varsity female sports.
I think that was the first year. Yeah.
And you had mentioned all the sports that you were in. Were there other activities outside of school that you were a part of?
I went to the church, the Lutheran church, with my host family. Yeah. But I think I was quite busy with all the other activities.
Were there? Did you guys hang out when you weren't doing sports and when you weren't going to church? What other things did you guys do?
We were cruising around town. In Sweden, you don't cruise around town. The gas is very expensive, so if you take the car, you go from the place you are at and where you're going. But in Howell, we were cruising.
What happens when you cruise?
Oh, you haven't done it? Well, you meet your friends, talk, do whatever kids in that age do.
What do kids at that age do?
Having parties, yeah.
So you party.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Were there some memorable events cruising that you had?
Yeah, there were a lot. We had a lot of fun. Yeah.
Nothing you'd like to share with the audience?
No, that kind of. I don't think so.
Amy still lives here. We did preface this before how much he should say about some of the high school years. That's why she's dragging her feet.
Yeah, so no juicy details. But you had mentioned Amy and your host family. Were there were some other friends that you had met here?
Yeah, I have Carol Murray and her family that I always get to see, and she's been in Sweden too. And of course the Milner family, my host family, and the Lamoreaux. Yes, those are the closest friends, I think. Yeah.
What's a story about Amy and you? What story would be a great story that that kind of sticks out in your mind?
I think when I came back here to see my friends, and there was a time when I was studying in Sweden, so it was a few years when I didn't come back, and then I was going back here for a big medical meeting, and I thought, now it's time to go back to Howell again. And then it was Amy who I got in contact with, and then I found that we still had so much in common, and I think that our friendship kind of developed through the years, and we are very close, so that also helps a lot too when you come back. You cannot always talk about the senior year. You have to talk about other things too, and talk about life and family. Yeah.
So, were you? Did you have some type of distinction with the winter sports? Were you chosen for something?
Yeah, I was the winter sports queen. That was a big honor for me to be voted.
And what is that for? How does that?
Well,
happen?
you should ask the school. We don't have winter sports queen in Sweden. Yeah.
So what's bringing you back here? Why are you spending the money, spending the time to come back here and visit these people?
Yeah, because I always have a good time here, and I enjoy this town. And nowadays my husband comes with me, and he likes to play golf, and this is a great place for golf too. So, yeah.
So are you? Do you remember any of the older establishments, older businesses that were around here?
In town?
Yeah, that you used to hang out, like go and have a
Yeah,
meal
we
after
had the
school.
old Howell House. I know that family, the Pettibones, who was running that place. And I remember the dime store, where I went and bought the Christmas gifts to send home. And then there was this kind of hardware store where I bought those funny pants, the blue and white striped ones. Yeah. Yeah. And that store where you buy fabric, it's still down there, where I bought fabric for making my prom dress.
You made your own prom dress?
Yeah. I still have it at home, but I didn't bring it. I also remembered some of the teachers very well. There was this gym teacher, Mrs. Emsch, and she was also our coach, and she was very nice to me. And I remember Mr. Carter. I had this science and chemistry class. We had a lot of fun in that class. Yeah, and he was a great teacher.
What are some of the common values between Sweden and here?
There are many. I think about the importance of family and about taking care of each other and helping out in society. I think my friends here have the same values as we do in Sweden. Yeah.
You went through your entire year, and that brought you to the end of your school career here, but that led you into a career.
Yeah, then I continued school in Sweden, and I went to med school, and I've been working as a specialist in dermatology, and I worked a lot also with people with HIV and AIDS. And these last years I was first in the board of directors of the university hospital, but after a few years I decided I want to be back with patients again. And since I've been a dermatologist for so many years and I've been the head of that department, I wanted to do something else. So now I'm specialized in palliative care. So I drive around town and I go home to patients that are dying and try to make the best of their situation and talk to the family. And I really like that job. Yeah. I would say it's fun. Even if it's sad, it's a lot of good meetings and moments. I think it's very nice when I come back to Howell. I see how this town kind of develop all the time, and it's growing, and they take so nice care of the center of the town. So I'm glad to see that. It's a prosperous town, I think. Yeah. Oh, you know, I love ice cream. So I like to go and get some good American ice cream, and I like the American breakfast, so I like to go and have some nice pancakes too. Yeah.
Is there a place around here that you guys get the ice cream and the pancakes?
Of course, the best I get at home with my friend Amy, but I think they're all nice places. Yeah.
So you like home cooking?
Yeah, that's good.
So home cooking is the best.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Oh, it's a lot of butter and love, isn't that what you say? And nowadays, when I come back, I like to go to the store. I think it's called Stitch in Time. Yeah, and I buy some nice yarn so I can knit at home. Yeah, that's a nice store. And a nice woman who runs it. And she has been to Sweden. So we have some in common.